Climate change and corporate industries. Climate change is a significant global challenge that is primarily caused by human activities, including the burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, industrial processes, and agricultural practices. Corporate industries play a crucial role in both contributing to climate change and mitigating its effects. Here's how climate change intersects with corporate industries. 1. Greenhouse gas emissions. Corporate industries, particularly those involved in energy production, manufacturing, transportation, and agriculture, are major emitters of greenhouse gases (GHGs), such as carbon dioxide (CO2), methane (CH4), and nitrous oxide (N2O). These emissions contribute to the greenhouse effect, leading to global warming and climate change. 2. Transition to clean energy. Many corporate industries heavily rely on fossil fuels for their operations, which emit large amounts of CO2. However, there is a growing recognition of the need to transition to cleaner and renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, and hydropower. Some companies are investing in renewable energy projects, setting targets to reduce their emissions, and adopting energy-efficient practices. 3. Sustainable practices. Industries can adopt sustainable practices to reduce their environmental impact. This includes improving energy efficiency, implementing waste reduction and recycling programs, optimizing water usage, and minimizing emissions from their operations. Sustainable practices can help companies reduce their carbon footprint and contribute to mitigating climate change. 4. Supply chain management. Companies can also address climate change by examining their supply chains. This involves assessing the environmental impact of sourcing materials, production processes, transportation, and waste management. By working with suppliers who prioritize sustainable practices, companies can reduce their overall carbon footprint. 5. Innovation and technology. Corporate industries play a critical role in driving innovation and developing technologies that can address climate change. This includes advancements in renewable energy technologies, energy storage systems, carbon capture and storage, and sustainable agriculture practices. Companies that invest in research and development of clean technologies contribute to the global effort to combat climate change. 6. Corporate social responsibility, CSR. Many companies recognize the importance of CSR and have integrated sustainability and climate change mitigation into their business strategies. This includes setting targets to reduce emissions, reporting on environmental performance, engaging in community initiatives, and supporting climate action policies and advocacy. 7. Climate risk management. Climate change poses risks to businesses, including physical risks e.g., extreme weather events, sea level rise, regulatory risks e.g., carbon pricing, emissions regulations, and reputational risks e.g., consumer backlash against companies with high emissions. Corporate industries need to incorporate climate risk assessments into their business strategies and develop resilience plans to adapt to and mitigate these risks. It is important for corporate industries to take proactive steps to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, transition to cleaner energy sources, adopt sustainable practices, and integrate climate change considerations into their overall business strategies. By doing so, they can contribute to the global efforts to mitigate climate change and create a more sustainable future. What are the proactive steps to be taken by corporate industries to reduce greenhouse gas emission? Corporate industries can take several proactive steps to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Here are some key actions they can consider. 1. Set emission reduction targets. Companies should set clear and ambitious targets to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. These targets should be based on science, align with global climate goals such as the Paris Agreement, and cover Scope 1 direct emissions from company-owned sources, Scope 2 indirect emissions from purchased electricity, and Scope 3 emissions from the value chain emissions. 2. Transition to renewable energy. Shifting to renewable energy sources is a crucial step in reducing emissions. Companies can install on-site renewable energy systems, such as solar panels or wind turbines, to generate clean electricity. Additionally, they can procure renewable energy from external sources through power purchase agreements or renewable energy certificates. 3. Improve energy efficiency. Energy efficiency measures can significantly reduce emissions. Companies should conduct energy audits to identify areas of improvement and implement energy-saving technologies and practices. This includes upgrading equipment, optimizing processes, improving insulation, and implementing energy management systems. 4. Adopt low-carbon transportation. Companies can reduce emissions from transportation by promoting and incentivizing low-carbon alternatives. This may include transitioning to electric or hybrid vehicle fleets, encouraging employees to use public transportation or carpooling, and optimizing logistics to minimize fuel consumption. 5. Sustainable supply chain. Companies should collaborate with their suppliers to reduce emissions throughout the supply chain. This can involve working with suppliers to implement sustainable practices, such as energy-efficient manufacturing processes, responsible sourcing of raw materials, and minimizing waste generation. 6. Waste reduction and management. Implementing waste reduction and recycling programs can help reduce emissions associated with waste disposal. Companies should prioritize waste reduction, reuse materials when possible, and ensure proper recycling and disposal of waste. 7. Employee engagement and education. Companies should engage and educate employees about the importance of reducing emissions and promote sustainable practices both at work and in their personal lives. This can include awareness campaigns, training programs, and incentives for eco-friendly behavior. 8. Carbon offsetting and carbon capture. Companies can invest in carbon offset projects to compensate for their remaining emissions. Carbon offsetting involves supporting projects that reduce or remove greenhouse gas emissions, such as reforestation, renewable energy initiatives, or methane capture. Additionally, exploring carbon capture and storage technologies can help companies capture and store CO2 emissions from their operations. 9. Transparent reporting. Companies should report their emissions and progress towards emission reduction targets transparently and consistently. This enhances accountability, facilitates benchmarking, and allows stakeholders to track their efforts. Companies can follow established reporting frameworks such as the Greenhouse Gas Protocol or disclose through initiatives like the CDP, formerly Carbon Disclosure Project. 10. Collaboration and advocacy. Companies should collaborate with industry peers, trade associations, and policymakers to drive systemic changes and support climate action. By collectively advocating for policies and regulations that promote low-carbon economies, companies can contribute to a more sustainable business environment. By taking these proactive steps, corporate industries can make significant strides in reducing their greenhouse gas emissions and play an active role in combating climate change. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel and like the video.